everyone, my name is Anya and today I'm back with something different. I know I have to catch up on my smudging show and I will do that next time with the mandrake and the clover. But the clover goes hand in hand with what I want to talk today about, so I thought I'd bring that up first. I was looking into the Vril Energy many years ago and about the Vrils and everything else, and I put it aside because that's like a deep rabbit hole, but that has many causes. And I want to mention before I start that Vril Energy has nothing to do with the Vril Society. It has nothing to do with me being a racist. I can't say the other word here because it will get censored or picked up by the robots. So, but you know what I'm talking about. Starts with an N. And the only thing it has to do with is what they did with it and what others did with it and still doing with it up to this date. It's about how manipulate us, and the proof lies in the pudding in form of black magicians of the elite, the chemtrails, HARP, 5G, all of this. But I'm not getting into this today because it's too much. So I really just want to talk about the Vril Energy, where it's coming from, how it supports us, and that we can use it. So, and whoever thinks that I am one of those NAZIs may kindly close the door when leaving and don't come back, because then you're clearly not ready for this and will never be. So what Vril is a magical energy. It's that you can compare with, or cannot compare with, the current technique of serving purely physical powers. It's the responsibility for the effects of life energy, and it's very high in ethical and moral terms. So Atlantis, for example, right? It misused it, and other advanced civilization. They eventually collapsed after millennia. So the power gained through this energy is an alternative to the current modern machinery and its mechanistic base. So the doctrine of the cosmic primal force is defined by official science as absurd, right? I mean, of course, they deny pretty much everything, even though it goes hand in hand. So in connection with the concept, among other things, the terms free energy, right? We all heard about free energy. I use, for example, with the Vril Energy in this. And we also know it by the names the Chi, the Ki, the Prana, the Kundalini, when it flows through the body, Organite, space energy, cosmic energy, electricity, and so on. Also gravity and magnetism, they're like among them as well, and their effects. So it can be used by geometrical arrangement of different materials. Very simple, for example, pyramids. So one of them who mastered it was Edward Leeds-Galnin, and I'm thinking maybe Tesla, but it could be that he didn't get to all of it. So Wilhelm Reich also introduced her. And in this case, it was the orgonite. He introduced it to Einstein, who was very enthusiastic about it. But Einstein, however, through the involvement with the university system, right, could not stand against the deadly new development that led to the atomic bomb. So, but I have to watch not to drift off and get into all this for now. I just try to keep it short, as short as I can, without squirreling and without you thinking, what the hell is she talking about? So I'm trying really to keep it short, but with all the informations possible. So it's others as well said that Vril is a force in the cornfield that makes the stalks grow. It is the plant power of the planet. The force which the humanity of the future will possess again. The power that keeps everything running. Right? It's like the engine. So, and I mentioned it, Anna mentioned it, Sue mentioned it, others mentioned it. In Ragnarok, it's talked about. In Mayan prophecies, it's talked about that this era will end and a new era will start, like the reset as we know it. So it's happening soon, and we got to get moving. We got to do something. So, and that's why I finally want to talk about it. So, like I said, I had my notes for a long, long time, but it did not feel right. And also, I wasn't really on YouTube. So, I'm taking this opportunity now. So, where it supposedly comes from, through the Vril media, that society that was created years ago. The race to which they had telepathic contact came from one of the two inhabited planets orbiting the ancient star Aldebaran and in the constellation of Taurus. So, and as we can only imagine, we don't know what is really out there. I mean, here in what they allow us to see, right? I believe there is more out behind it. But I'm not getting into that now either. So sorry that I'm throwing it in there and then I'm saying I'm not getting into it either, but it's really just too much, right? But I will, I promise. But not today. So, as I said, we don't know what is really out there. What we see in our timeline is not what really is there. So, and in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, okay, what I'm throwing out here, the veil will break soon and everything will be one, because the present affects the future and the future affects the past. So it will be literally all in one. And I'm thinking, this is why we're also tired and drained and in a purging mood right now. Or not mood, purging state. So let me continue with that. On historical artifacts, they are always depiced with horns. So the Aldebaran, right? They had made contact because they had observed human activity and determined our bellicose behavior. They decided to give humanity a gift, the Vril machine, in order to eliminate the competition for the resources and energies they considered the cause of human conflict. So this is why the Germans started building that machine, which they don't tell you in history about, because, right? But just to give you some points here. But I will talk about that in another episode. And I will also get closer to the Thule Order, Golden Dawn idea. So, but this would really be too much for now, and for now it's really important for me to talk about that energy. So millions of years ago, these Aldebaran population had developed enough to harness the real energy, much like our understanding of electricity to the extremes. They had developed mental abilities that allowed them to interact with the real energies and use them for creative or destructive purposes. So, and in the course of their son's life, they had expanded into red giant, and the environmental conditions on the inhabited planets created biological stress, and some of the races degenerated to the point where they lost their mental abilities to handle the real energy. So when this was done, the pure Aldebaran race immediately isolated itself from the degenerated groups, paying close attention to reproduction and dealing with the regressive lines. And as condition in their solar system worsened further, the elite Albanians evacuated their population. Both the pure lineage and the subordinates to other habitable worlds. So, and our Earth was one of this planet, or maybe was made for this. So, and also these messages about the Aldebaran date back to the early 19th century. It is clear that the same story is contained in the Sumerian legends. So, and the Aldebarans also felt the destructive effect of a black sun that regularly enters our solar system, and they reported that during such cycle the Earth became uninhabitable. I'm giving you my point of thoughts in that in a minute. So the Aldebaran race retreated from the surface into subterranean caverns located beneath the Antarctic continent, what it says. From there they would have watched humanity and tried to direct people's destinies. So, but do you see where I'm going with this? If you open your eyes and look around closely. So, here's my thought on this, okay? This is just my personal 2 cents. So, this real energy, we all have it, we all can use it, and since they really, if you want to call an Aldebaran, if you want to call an Atlantean, whatever you want to call it, this race was living in tune with harmony. Okay, there was no, I would even go as far as there was no gender, because it wasn't necessary, because they just lived on the planet, on Earth, in harmony, on their Earth, on the real Earth, in harmony and tune with it all. And yeah. So, but as it is, even with these days, something must have happened, something. Okay, I don't know what happened. I clearly don't. I surely don't have all the answers, but this is just my thought. So, is it another race got involved from another planet that screwed it up, misusing that energy? Is it they wanted to get rid of it because they saw, oh, we can do much more with it? I don't know. I really don't know. I just know something went wrong down the line. The power was misused. The planet was destroyed and had to be reset, right? The seed is always there of that real energy, so something new was created. Probably not inhabitable as before. So these bodies that we have, you know, there are nothing like before. But yet I strongly believe we still carry that DNA in us. I hope I make any sense. It's really hard to explain my thoughts into words that I have. So, yeah, but it's all about, again, about misuse of energies, of the real energies, of the Kundalini, what you want to call it, is about magic. For me, it's all one, right? And so, where was I? The black sun. Let me go back there. So even the back of those German peoples, which I can't name, the S rune, of course, we know was misused, and the script was also used for the black sun, which is nothing more but a black hole in the galaxy center. It's a pulse and cycle generator for the entire galaxy, or you may call it a portal as well if you want to go there. So, but it has something to do with it, and again, it was misused. So among all religious sanctuaries and so-called power places, they have access to the black stones, which is the black stones. For me, the master crystals. So, and you can find them under the Kaaba, under the Vatican, the Temple of Solomon's. So, and these black stones, they're like protection stones, high energy. And like I said, they're under the Vatican and Solomon's temple. And I believe it was original the Shiva temples, being Shiva, destroyer and new creator. So, but who knows anymore? No one knows anymore, because they've been screwing around with our history, you know? You don't know what is real. You don't know if the runes that are up are real or not real. So, or what is real of them. I mean, the best thing is to find that out. Just feel into it yourself when you're there, if you get a chance to those places. So, and why, I mean, everybody that knows me knows I'm into the Norse, that I'm working with runes, and why real energy in runes. So, it's because you can use the runes to harness that real energy. And I mean, I talked about it on every season of my runes, what you can do with them, with that energy, right? But first, let me finish that. I know I'm squirreling bad, but I can't do it better. So the symbolic of the Nordic world tree Ithaca seal that I always talk about, it represents for me the symbolism of our world and the sky, the connection, right? The connection to it. Because also Earth has a crystal center. So, and this is the connection to Ithaca seal for me personally. So, and I keep saying that we are heading for the end of Ragnarok. We're in it right now. We're heading to the end of it. And you want to call it the reset. So, and life will continue afterwards. It will. The old sun and moon will die, just like the old gods. And then the world is ready for a new beginning. But also remember the symbolism in it as well. So, and all religion worship the galaxy center, the black sun, and I mean religions, okay, or cults. So, and since the Germans were involved in it, as other organization, which I will talk about next time, like I said, they were working on harnessing that energy for not the good, right? So after the war, the whole German and Nordic history was lied to and twisted up so badly. So, I mean, actually our entire history. So in the matrix of the current egomaniacal power and greediness in this world is 180 degrees the opposite to what it should actually be. So, but when the world finds out the real truth, it will be shocked. I can tell you that. So, we just need to learn to trust, really. So, and the black crystals, which is mentioned as the black stones, are directly related to the sun, or to the black sun, the galaxy center. And the people owning it, they know so much more about it and about everything else that is currently hidden from us. So, but yet not to give up, because as I always say, what they use, we can use. There is no dark, there is no light magic, there is no dark or light energy. It's all the same, it's just how you use it. And we should all be on the same level by now. We know about the power of crystals, not just for healing purposes. We can change the weather, stop radiation, heal ourselves. So, electrical radiation, right? And this black crystal or crystals are used by those who run our elite. So don't mistaken that the elite is running the world. There are more behind it. So, but those you will never see, we will never hear about. You will hear no name, you will not even get close to them. So, use your crystals, quartz, and the crystal grid of the earth. So, it's all presented there. We can use the runes, we can use the herbs, the trees, smudging, it's all presented there. But now back to the real energy. Before this gets worse here with me drifting off. So we understand that the universe is filled with Vril, and Vril is not manufactured within the human body, at least not what we have now. It is a universal force which every atom in the universe is pulsating with. So, is there a limit to it? Or one might think that if there is a limit to the universe, then that is the limit to the amount of Vril, but some believe Vril, like subatomic particle, blinks in and out of our universe, which would mean that there is no limit to the quantity of Vril. So, our bodies have the capacity to absorb Vril and store up a reserve supply and use and transform Vril into various forms necessary for variety of purpose and maintaining and ensuring the function of the many organs of the body. We also have the ability to increase the amount of Vril. Our bodies can store up and use it for such purposes as increasing our supply of personal luck. Okay, so what I mean by that, this is, our chakra energy we work with. For example, our manifestation magic we use. It's nothing else. But the real gathered, stored and transformed is never created by the human body, though it can be shaped and transformed. And this is why I find it so important always to be connected to the universe and the earth, because this is how this energy can flow fully through your body. So, and just as Vril cannot be created, it cannot be destroyed. So it's always there. That's why the story repeats itself. History repeats itself. Just constantly on a different level. And as long as it's going to be misused, it will repeat itself. So, yeah, and as I said, as you know, I work with runes, and runes can be used for healing purposes as well. So, and as we know, all diseases that we have, they come from the spine, right? Because in all the chakras, all the energy points are connected to the spine. So, and the Kundalini energy that you all know, it's nothing else but that Vril energy. So just the different names. So, and Yggdrasil, like I said, symbolizes for me not only our world and the connection to the universe, but also ourselves, our bodies. So we can't grow if the roots are not deep enough, right? And the serpent that is chewing the root is nothing but our fears, our programs. And this is why it's so important to deprogram and let go of old pain that was mostly planted into you. You know, and you might be thinking, what do you mean was planted into me? This and this happened to me. How can you say, you know, that was planted into me? It's nothing but a part of that program. So this was programmed into you to happen to you. So, and that's why it's so important to deprogram again. And you can do that. The DNA chain that you carry in you, you're using only a few percent of it. You can deprogram that in meditations, in drawing that Vril energy, Kundalini energy, whatever you want to call it. I just use the term Vril energy because that's what I personally always did, and probably in case people will, I'm pretty sure people will hear more about Vril energy, and I just want to make sure it's coming out correctly and it's not associated with Nazi Germany. Now I said it anyways, whatever. So, and only if you do that purging, that deprogramming, and you let go of all of that, only then that serpent on the root will stop chewing, you know. And the serpent in this case symbolizes for me the programs, in my opinion, our shadow side. So, and that's why it is so important to start with your root chakra. If your roots are not stable, the tree can't grow and withhold the storm, right? So once your roots are taken care of, and you will feel the energy, this Vril energy, moving up all the way. So, and this is actually the golden snake, and I spoke about snakes in my rune series as well, so you understand what I mean. The connection to the earth. Snakes are very connected to the earth, and the earth has the crystal grid, right? So, and the man behind the elite trying to kill this world tree. They mess with us in every way, and I don't even have to mention chemtrails and messing with our food, the fluoride in the water to deactivate our pineal gland, and fluoride that stores aluminum in our brain 3 times faster. So I do not have, and vaccines, but I don't think I have to mention all of this, right? Because you know, And also the programming of being slaves and making us think we are nothing. Just keep in mind, it's not only that they want us to slave for their profit, is also to keep us busy and distracted. It's the balance they are messing with, our balance, and this and the balance of our planet, of the universe, beyond this universe. So, and this is why they're fighting us, you know, programming us and then resetting us and start all over again. And this is what I mean, they start all over again. But thanks to this Vril energy, we are able to receive information that we carry in our spine and our DNA from our ancestors. And you do not need a spirit box or Ouija board. Please do not. Really. But I'm not getting into that right now either. So everybody has to do what they feel is right. So you can use the crystals. You can use the runes, the incense, and this all will connect you to this energy, okay? It really will. It takes effort. You cannot have other people do it for you. You have to do it yourself. I mean, you can get help from other people. You can get help in form of healing, that others help you to loosen blockages, talk to you about your traumas and everything else. You can get help. You can get rune readings that guide you or to help you deal with the same situation. Same as with tarot cards, with readings, they can guide you, right? But you are the one that has to do the work. No one can do it for you. And if you make runes or sigils, you should be the one doing them, okay? Sure, you can have someone else do runes for you, and I make runes too for others if they wish, and I fill them with the correct energy. But you're the wearer. You wear that rune, okay? And it's your responsibility to store that energy, to use that energy and store it in you. So it's getting down that you're responsible for it. No one else is. So back to the spinal cord. And of course the spinal cord is connected to the brain, but I'm not getting into the brain because I'm not a scientist or a doctor, and I don't want to give out any wrong information before anyone squeaks. Okay, and as I said, your chakras are attached to the spinal cord, and it's like a transmitter. Same with our skull and the pineal gland. We are the transmitter. We transmit Vril to every part of our body. So, and especially the skull and the pineal gland. I mean, you know that by now. It's our transmitters. It's our cell phone. It's our cell tower. So, yeah, we are our own transmitters, and that's why they're popping up all the shit around us to interrupt our transmitters. So, but without this system of nerves reaching into every corner of the body, Vril would never reach out and fill every cell in the body. So, yeah, because we need those transmitters to let energy flow, right? And as I mentioned in my rune series, Eihwaz is the rune associated with the Yggdrasil, the yew tree. And again, for me, it's the yew tree, not the ash tree. So Eihwaz can help you to cause the Vril energy to travel between the different worlds in Yggdrasil and between the different levels of consciousness. So like the Yggdrasil position, so is the role of the in the cosmos, so is the role of the spinal column within the human body. So it's the same role that it plays. So yeah, and you can use Eihwaz to enhance your awareness of the Yggdrasil tree, and you can use Eihwaz to develop your abilities to be more aware of the Vril flowing through your body and the effect it has on your physical well-being. So through Eihwaz, you can discover mysteries not only from deep within your inner perspective, your microcosmos, but also your outer perspective, your macrocosmos, and the relationship between these two different realities. So, and this is again, as above, so below, as within, so without. Okay? And also remember that I mentioned that in the Norse mythology, Midgard is the center of the world tree diagram of the multiverse. So to rise upward is to enter the realms of higher consciousness, and to move downward is to enter the realms of lower consciousness. So you see, this is a level between dark and light, the balance. Okay, you need to do both. You cannot just go higher and higher and higher and higher. You will lose grip. Have you ever seen a floating tree? No, me neither. So you need your roots, grounded. You cannot just raise up. I mean, I've never seen a tree fly, so. But we can also look at this from the perspective of macrocosm and microcosm, to rise higher, to explore the greater physical universe, our inner universe, okay? Yggdrasil teaches how to do this through remote viewing, if you want to say it like that, astral projection, traveling. I call it a journey when I do this, when I enter the other veil, the other side. For me, I call it a journey. I don't astral travel in this term. I'm still here, but yet I'm over there. I travel with my energy. So everything else, my soul stays in my body, and I make sure of it. But again, if you're astral projecting, this is yours. Just make sure you leave everything protected when you leave. But for me, it works the best that I work with my energy, travel with my energy. So, yeah, okay. But again, for every disease, there is a rune, and therefore a cure, okay? So we can heal ourselves. And we truly can, just using that energy. And you can do it as ever you please. I like to work with the runes and with herbs and incense. Sue, for example, Suji uses breathing techniques. So, yeah, there are totally ways how to direct that energy, how to use that Vril energy. Yeah, I know that was a lot, and I tried to bring as much in as I hope you would need to understand. And I hope I didn't start too much, that I didn't finish where you're like, what? So, but for me, the political fact wasn't really important yet. I mean, it is important, and I will talk about how far this misuse of that energy took us, that this is all connected with what is going on these days. I think it's time to bring out the truth. There's so much more going on, and I was thinking for a while if I should really open that door, if I really open that can of worms, but I thought it was important. And yeah, those are my thoughts on that. And all this, of course, leads into religion and cults, and that's something I want to talk with Anna more about it, right? We just started something to talk about the cults and all the societies and all that crap. So yeah, but what we know, what I always say, it's all about how you use it. And so far I can only say everyone misusing it got kicked in the bum, right? And the ones that were able to use it, like our ancestors, you know, is it the Mayas? Is it the Norse? Is it other nature cultures that were able to work with that energy, that were able to control it for the good? Also the cedars, the witches, shamans, whatever. We know what happened to them. They got eliminated, right? They got just simply plain wiped out. And when humanity got to a point where they realized what is going on, wipe out. So so what I'm trying to say is keep pushing, don't give up, use your tools. This time we are too close, and I'm thinking this time, you know, it will be good. I don't know what will happen after the reset. Our mindset, I hope for sure our mindset will be different than now. I don't think there's much time to awaken other people anymore. The ones that are like, nah, you're crazy, you belong in a mental institution, I stay here. I keep going to church on Sundays. Yeah. But I think that's it for now. Yeah. Maybe leave me some thoughts if you want me to continue talking about it. Because if I don't get any response, I will spare my time doing it. I will continue my smudging series for sure. Because again, with the smudge, with the incense, you send out signal to the universe and to the earth. So I find that important. Yeah, I hope you can do something with that information. It wasn't too squirrely. And I will be back maybe next Tuesday. But I'm gonna take a break for about 2 weeks after. And I will be back soon. Well, you all have a good day and a good evening wherever you are right now. And don't give up, keep pushing, reach out for help if you need it. There are always people and friends around that will help you. So that's what we're here to support each other. It's not a one-man show. Not one will save the world. So there is no such thing as one single warrior doing it for humanity. It's all us. We will do it together. So take the ones by the hand that are just realizing what's going on and move forward. Okay, I stop now. I keep mumbling again. Much love. Bye-bye.